The Marquess's great hall was a repository of secrets, its tapestries mute witnesses to generations of courtly intrigue. It was here, outside a private chamber, that Lady Isobel, a 20-year-old noblewoman whose curiosity was a constant, restless fire, made a critical error in judgment. Clad in a sumptuous maroon velvet gown, she had deliberately pressed her ear to the door, intent on harvesting the confidential conversation between her mother, the formidable Marquess Eleanor, aged 48, and her aunt, Lady Clarissa, aged 45. This was not the innocent eavesdropping of a child. It was a profound breach of discretion, a public officer of the family betraying the sanctity of private counsel. Marquess Eleanor, whose authority was absolute, was not easily deceived. Her stillness in mid-sentence was a silent command that froze the heart of the mathbf 20-year-old. Isobel's punishment would be unique, a deeply personal correction designed to link the absolute loss of self-control with the grave offense of unwarranted scrutiny. The lesson was not about pain, but about surrender and profound humiliation. Down on the cushioned bench, her elegant feet, the symbols of her noble grace, would become the focus of meticulously administered scrutiny of silence, forcing Isabel's volatile curiosity to pay the ultimate tax. An ocean of involuntary, shattering laughter. The castle's great hall was hushed, the shadows long and dancing across the carved stone. In one of the smaller, exquisitely appointed chambers, a conversation of grave import was unfolding. The tapestry-hung room was warm with the glow of the hearth. Seated on a cushioned bench were two powerful women, Marquess Eleanor, a regal figure of 48 years, clad in a gown of dark green trimmed with gold, and her visiting younger sister, Lady Clarissa, a sophisticated woman of 45. Their voices were low, yet carried the full weight of family matters, delicate political alliances, and the absolute running of the estate. Unbeknownst to them, their counsel was under surveillance. Outside the chamber door, partially concealed by a heavy tapestry, crouched Lady Isobel, the Marquess's 20-year-old daughter. She wore a rich maroon velvet dress, its hem brushing the cold flagstones, her long dark hair partially covered by a linen veil. Her blue eyes sparkled with a desperate, consuming curiosity. "I had no intention of lingering," Isabel's internal narrative argued, a futile justification. "I merely caught Mother's low, conspiratorial tone." But the truth was, her curiosity, that fire in her veins, had rooted her to the spot, straining to catch the secrets of the household. She was a 20-year-old noblewoman who had prioritized gossip over discretion. Asterisk inside, the Marquess Eleanor, aged 48, paused suddenly. She was a ruler, not easily deceived, honed by years of managing not just an estate, but a family of headstrong adults. She possessed the unnerving ability to sense when scrutiny was directed at her. Eleanor's gaze lifted, unwavering, toward the chamber door. Her sister Clarissa frowned. "What is it, sister?" The Marquess raised a hand, her silence a command. "Someone listens." The ensuing stillness was broken only by the crackle of the fire. Outside the mathbf 20-year-old Isobel froze, her heart hammering against her ribs. She pressed herself against the cold stone wall, praying the heavy tapestry would hide her. Then came her mother's voice, sharp and commanding, piercing the heavy silence like an arrow. "Step forth, child. I know you are there." The words were absolute. Isobel hesitated only a moment longer, then slowly pushed the tapestry aside, her maroon velvet dress swishing softly as she emerged. Her cheeks flamed crimson. The Marquess's eyes narrowed, her disappointment a palpable force. "So you thought to creep like a thief in your own house? To drink in words and secrets not intended for your ears?" I only meant no excuse," Isobel stammered, twisting her hands in the fabric of her rich gown. "No excuses, Isobel. The Marquess's voice cut across hers, brooking no argument. The $MTHBF $20-year-old Lady Isobel, betraying the very principle of adult discretion. Lady Clarissa, seated comfortably near the hearth, raised an amused yet insightful brow. She has your father's ears, sister keen and restless, but her adult manners, those she clearly must learn yet. Curiosity is a demanding master. Isobel looked down at her slippered feet, shame and guilt mixing with the fear of inevitable consequence. The Marquess rose from the bench, her dark green gown flowing heavily, towering over her daughter. You disgrace yourself with such behavior. A noble adult woman does not slink and creep about, listening where she should not. You mock the honor of this household when you commit such a childish act. I meant no harm, mother, Isobel whispered, her voice trembling. Harm comes not only by sword, Isobel, but by careless ears and loose tongues, the Marquess stated firmly. Did you think secrets overheard remain secrets? You shame your aunt, and you profoundly shame the authority I represent. Lady Clarissa chuckled softly. Do not be too harsh, sister. She is young in her adult judgment. Curiosity is a stubborn weed in the garden of adult youth. Then the weed must be pulled by its root, the Marquess replied sharply. She took her daughter by the wrist, not with cruelty, but with the firm grip of a surgical intent, and led her toward the cushioned bench. Isobel's heart leaped in dread. She had prepared for a harsh lecture or the loss of privileges, but her mother's grip suggested a profound, immediate psychological correction, asterisk. Sit, Isobel, her mother commanded. The 20-year-old woman obeyed, the maroon velvet of her gown rustling softly. She looked up, utterly confused by the lack of verbal chastisement. Remove your slippers, the Marquess added. Isobel's eyes widened further, the true, humiliating nature of the consequence dawning on her. Mother, please, no. Remove them, her mother repeated. The command absolute. Reluctantly, Isobel slid off the soft leather slippers, revealing her pale, delicate feet, now bare against the cold stone floor, a symbol of her exposed vulnerability. The Marquess sat beside her, her face calm, resolute, and completely non-negotiable. Since you chose to abandon your adult discretion and behaved like a curious child, you shall be corrected as one. I will not use the rod nor lock you away. No, your consequence shall be of another sort. The scrutiny of silence, a memory marker you will not forget quickly. Before Isobel could utter another protest, her mother seized one of her feet, pinning it lightly yet firmly across her lap. Lady Clarissa laughed outright now, covering her mouth with an amused hand. Ah, I see your method, sister. Truly, you are clever. Isobel's eyes widened further, the last vestiges of her dignity shattering. Mother, no. You cannot. But she could. The Marquess's fingers, strong and precise, danced along the sole of her foot, swift and merciless. The sensation was an immediate, stunning jolt that instantly overrode her intellect. Sending her into fits of uncontrollable laughter, she kicked wildly with her free leg, twisting violently on the cushioned bench, her elegant maroon velvet gown now a rumpled mess. But her mother's grip was firm, her focus absolute. Mother, please. Stop. Let each involuntary laugh remind you of the folly of disobedience and the price of undue curiosity, her mother declared calmly, her voice cutting through her daughter's helpless giggles. Your ears sought secrets they were not entitled to. Now your body pays the price of that scrutiny. Lady Clarissa leaned back, shaking her head with profound amusement. Better than a scolding, I dare say, and far more neurologically memorable. The $THB F20D $1-year-old Isobel gasped for breath between shrieks of laughter. Her cheeks flushed scarlet, her eyes streaming tears of physical duress. She tried frantically to cover her feet with her hands, but her mother deftly caught the other foot as well, applying the merciless, targeted correction simultaneously. Minutes stretched into an eternity. Her laughter echoed off the chamber walls, a relentless, humiliating sound that drowned even the crackle of the hearth. The correction was designed to be exhausting, invasive, and complete. Finally, when Isobel was utterly breathless, spent, and fully surrendered, the Marquess relented. Isobel collapsed against the bench cushion, still giggling weakly, residual tremors running through her body. Her dark hair fell loose from her veil, her face glowing with embarrassment and heat. She instinctively pulled her feet to herself, tucking them immediately beneath the velvet of her gown. The Marquess regarded her with a stern, yet softened gaze. "You will think twice, Isobel, before you ever sneak again. Do you understand the price of that breach of adult discretion?" "Yes, mother," she panted, catching her breath, the conviction absolute. Lady Clarissa gave a light clap of her hands. "Well done, sister. She will never forget this lesson." And no mark left, save the memory of her own shattering laughter. Isobel groaned, hiding her face in her hands. "I shall never live this down." Her mother reached out, lifting her chin gently, forcing eye contact, the final moment of adult guidance. "Take pride not in your mischief, Isobel, but in the correction that follows. A woman's honor is her greatest treasure. Guard it well, even from your own folly." The mathbf 20 $-year-old daughter nodded, humbled to the core. The memory of the laughter, the loss of control, and the exposure of her feet was a perfect, indelible psychological anchor. Lady Clarissa smiled knowingly. "Come, child. Tomorrow we shall ride to the meadow. You may redeem yourself by keeping my counsel, not stealing it." Isobel managed a sheepish smile, her body still sore from the hysterical effort. "I will, Aunt, I promise."